family? It's me, Traveling Sister, and today I'm going to be answering some questions in this video. I'm going to be answering the questions like, what type of visa do you need to move out here? How much money you need to have saved? You know, just general questions that I've been getting since I've moved out here. And I want to give y'all the answer because I want y'all to come out here and visit at least. If you don't make the move, just visit the motherland and see what it is. And I have a special announcement. I got engaged. Like, I'm so excited, and it really still hasn't hit me yet that I'm somebody's fiance. Like, I'm happy. I'm so happy, and yeah, I don't really know what else to say. We haven't picked a specific date yet. We're just gonna work through a few things. You know, we're gonna get some business things straight and stuff like that, and then we're gonna talk about the date. But yes, your girl got engaged, and yeah, I love it. It's a Tanzanite ring, Tanzanite and diamond, and if you're familiar with Tanzanite comes from Tanzania, and it's the only place on earth that it's mine. And I feel like Tanzania, like, it's been such a part of my growth in this past year. My journey spiritually, mentally, you know, everything, love-wise, everything, money-wise, every aspect of my life has been drastically changed by Tanzania. And I feel like Tanzania is the only place, you know, I came like 8,000 miles away from home just to, you know, come out here and rebirth myself and also find the most amazing love that I've ever experienced in my life. And I feel like a Tanzanite is representative of that. You know, whatever. This whole video is not going to be about that, but I just wanted to let y'all know because my heart is so filled with joy right now, and I'm just so happy. And it's really hot right now. It's really hot. This head wrap is kind of hot. But y'all don't need to see what's under this head wrap. But yeah, I just wanted to share that little tidbit with y'all. So I'm gonna just jump right in, and I have my phone with me so I can. Somebody's at the door. Hold on. So, anyways, I'm just gonna jump right into the questions that I've been getting. I have my phone with me, so excuse me if I look down and stuff. I'm just reading some of the questions because I can't remember them all off the top of my head. So, one of the first things, one of the things that I get asked the most is, how much money should I save before coming out here? Now, I suggest, well, okay, it depends. It depends on how long you plan on staying out here for. As y'all saw in, if you didn't watch one of my other videos, like the cost of living breakdown, you can really survive and live good off of like $15 a day, 15 US dollars, and that's like eating out. That's not cooking your own food. Depends on whether you get a hostel or a hotel. Like for regular living expenses, 15 US dollars a day, including public transportation and everything, that should get you around. That should do you good. Now, if you're eating at like fancy restaurants and like the tourist places, you know what I'm saying? If you're eating at places like those, and if you're taking Ubers everywhere instead of yeah, they do have Ubers out here, by the way. I'll get into that later though. But if you're just taking the dollar or picky, which is a motorcycle, then you'll be straight on $15 to $20 a day. But to actually make a move out here, I would suggest first saving up about 6 months worth of expenses, which I would say anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000 US dollars is what you would need to live comfortably out here. Not scraping to get by, not even necessarily living lavish, but you have to take into consideration if you're going to be staying at an Airbnb for a month, that could run you anywhere from $280 to God knows how much, you know, depends on how lavish the place is. If you're going to get a hotel, that runs 25,000 T shilling a day, which is, hold on, let me convert real quick. And if you're coming out here, I suggest you get this app called Globe Convert. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's that one right here. But this app called Globe Convert is pretty good. Let's see how much a hotel is per day. Like I said, 25,000 T shillings, that's $10 a day. So multiply that by 30, that's 300 bucks. And if you plan to stay out here for however long, you know, whatever, do the math accordingly. But I do suggest that at least for your first month that you're out here, you're probably going to be in an Airbnb or a hotel. Just because, unless you already have a place set up, like pre-set up before you even move out here, you're going to want to get hotels in different areas just so you can see the environment and feel its energy and see if it's a place where you can see yourself living. Because as I explained in one of my other videos, it's not like in the States where if you get an apartment, you pay the first month's rent, the deposit, and then you pay month to month. Out here, it's 3, 6, or 12-month terms, okay? And so you're gonna at least be paying 3 months worth of rent up front for this place. So you're gonna be in this place for 3 months unless you completely don't like it and you decide to split it. Which, you know, you're gonna have to take the L, because 9 times out of 10 the person won't give you the money back, because, you know, they need it. Like the families, you know, they need food, they need, you know, whatever, like just like any family, like whatever. But yeah, you have to factor that in on expenses. It could be even more than a month if you really want to get the perfect place. I do not suggest just jumping into a rental agreement in a place that you haven't really at least spent a week in and felt its energy and felt whether you really liked it or not. I did that when I went to Zanzibar, and I ended up actually kind of leaving the place to my friend who I mentioned in my first video that I came out here with initially. And yeah, it was just not the place for me. Not because of the place itself, it was just Zanzibar. I didn't really vibe with Zanzibar. It was a nice place to visit for sure. It's beautiful and the markets are really cool, but I couldn't see myself living there. So that was one mistake that I wish I had avoided. And so yeah, back to the money, 4,000 to 6,000. And just because things cost a lot less out here, don't think that you can just, you know, spend frivolously? Yeah, that's the word, okay. I can't speak right now. Frivolously, and, you know, just buy this and buy that and buy that, because your money will trickle down. You will see your money trickle down. And honestly, I did make that mistake like my first 2 months here, because I was like, oh, this dress is really only like $6, or this, you know, these shoes are only like $20. In the States they would be $100. This, that, you know, like I kind of got overwhelmed and overly excited because of the prices out here. But all I can say is just manage your money. You know, if you come out here with $6,000, you know, divide that by how many ever months you plan on staying here initially, and, you know, budget from there. What I suggest to everyone who plans on coming out here is that if you don't already have like some type of profession or career or, you know, work thing that can make you some money while you are abroad or online, or, you know, something like that, then I would highly suggest that you come out here with skills that allow you to be hired in maybe a government position, in anything, from teaching to all the way up to tutoring, even to volunteer. Some volunteer jobs actually do get paid out here. And with teaching English as a second language, it's pretty cool, and it's something that I've looked into as well, because the ESL courses, and you have to be TESOL certified, which I found certification courses for like $150 online. You can actually take these courses online, like, and they range from anywhere between like 4 weeks up to 6 months. It depends on the intensity of the course, the level of training, and stuff like that. Read the reviews, because there are some that are recommended over others and stuff like that. But at the end of them, you do get your TESOL like certification and stuff, which is very big. And I've met a lot of people out here who are translators and who teach English as a second language. That's something very big, and they're always looking for teachers, especially teachers who are not necessarily from Tanzania. You know, I've noticed that a lot of teachers that I've encountered are, you know, from other places, America, Australia, France, the UK, you know, all those places or whatever. They really look for, you know, teachers who are foreign. That's one thing that can be very lucrative. If you come out here with skills like graphic design, even photography, web design, things like that, very lucrative. You will always find someone who needs those services out here, especially out here, because it is a developing country and people are always looking for that. And they're, you know what I'm saying, they're willing to pay good prices for a quality website, especially the expats and, you know, all the other people who come out here looking to start businesses. Not everybody has experience in web design, you know, so that's a plus for you, you know, even if you know how to slap something together on Squarespace, okay? Like, you can really turn that into, you know, something lucrative. And what I will say out here is that at least every American expat that I've met out here, and other foreign expats too, they have a hustler's mentality, okay? Like, you can't be afraid to necessarily put yourself in a working position that you otherwise wouldn't be, because like, there's so many ways to make money out here. It's so many ways to make money. You can open restaurants, you can do a lot of different things, but you really have to have the mental grind, you know, and you can't, because like I was saying in my last video, the interview with my friend Karim, like, it's easy to take a mental break out here because the life pace is a lot slower. People aren't in a rush to just go and rush and do everything. Like, people chill out here, you know what I'm saying? And coming from the States where it's go, go, go in a lot of different places. So guys, I apologize for this impromptu cut-in. I was having some technical difficulties with the video, and I didn't realize it until my editing process. So I'm gonna jump right in here and give y'all the information that's missing. So basically where the video cut off, I was saying that it's hard sometimes when you're living out here to keep a business type of mindset. Well, I'm gonna say at least for me, because it's easy to go into the relaxing chill mode basically, and you just have to come out here and put yourself in a mental attitude of, I came out here to grind. And you can't exclude yourself from different business opportunities just because it's not necessarily your field of study or what you want to do, because there is money in a lot of different things out here. Yeah, I did want to touch on that. You have to come out with a business mindset and keep an open mind about a lot of things. Another thing that was cut out of the video that I did talk about, a lot of people ask me, what's the internet situation like out there? So, the internet can be tricky sometimes because a lot of places don't necessarily have wireless routers like they do here in the States. And And I believe that's because of the unsteadiness of the power and stuff like that, because the power can be sporadic. But what I use is basically my phone. I edit stuff on my computer, and I have a MacBook, so I can just airdrop the video onto my phone, and I use the mobile data to upload everything from my phone. Now, the phone situation in Tanzania, it's like you have about 4 major companies. You have Halotel, you have Tigo, you have Vodacom, and a couple other ones that I can't think of right off the top of my head. But I use Halotel. Now, you're going to want to make sure that your phone, the phone that you have, is an internationally unlocked phone. I know they do have unlocked phones here in the States where you can jump from Sprint to T-Mobile to Verizon, but before you leave, you want to make sure it's unlocked internationally. If you have an iPhone, you can just go to an Apple store, and they'll be able to like look up your serial number and all of that and tell you whether it's unlocked internationally. And if it's not, you can trade it in for a phone. I do believe it costs a fee, but I can't remember. It was a couple years ago that I did that. But yeah, I get Halotel. Now, with the plans for Halotel, I'm going to try to give y'all the exact dollar amount that I pay. Okay, how it works is you go to a Halotel store or a Halotel kiosk type of thing, and you buy a SIM card. They take your name, they take, a copy of your photo ID and all that, and you register for a plan. Now, excuse me, after you get the SIM card, you register for a plan, and different plans you can get, wireless data, however many gigs you want, or however many gigs you feel like you're going to use. You could get it for a day, a week, or the whole month. I tend to go week by week just because I can never calculate exactly how much data I'm going to use because I'm real bad at that. But you go and you buy these vouchers from the store that you bought them from. Like, say I have Halotel, so I'll go to a store that sells Halotel vouchers, and they're like these little pieces of paper that you scratch off. If you buy 2,000 T-shilling worth of money or whatever, you buy a 2,000 T-shilling voucher, then you punch in the number and you add that to your account. It sounds complicated, but it's really easy. So basically what I do is I tend to get 2,000 T-shilling worth of text and voice calling to all networks, because you can get it just to the Halotel network, or you can get it to all networks. I prefer all networks. And then I get that, now that's per week, 2,000 T-shilling, which is, let's see, boop. That's less than $1. According to right now, that's less than $1. In a couple days it could go up to $1, currency. But yeah, that's for voice. Now for internet, I get 12,000 T-shilling per week, and that will give you 12 gigabytes of data, which is perfect for me because sometimes I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I go on, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. And I even watch Netflix sometimes. Now, Netflix will tend to eat up your data, but 12 gigs of data is quite a bit for 1 week. So I get 12,000 T-shilling, and that's $5.34. So that's a total of, I spend 14,000 T-shilling a week. That's $6.21. 621 times 4. That's $24.84 a month. Let's just say $25 a month for a whole lot of data and enough talking time for me. Now you're gonna have to gauge how much you are gonna be talking to other people on different networks. yourself, because I don't really use the phone out there. What I do use is WhatsApp. So I would suggest that if you come out, you download, well, before you come out, you download the WhatsApp app. It's free. You could talk, video call, text. It's pretty much like a phone. Works the same way. You can use the phone number that you already have, or you could get a completely new number. I love WhatsApp. So, yeah, I think that's all that I cut out in that video. And yeah. Okay, I know that was quite a long explanation, but so another question that I get is, what type of visas, or what type of visa should I come out here with? Now, I think I mentioned in one of my other videos that I initially came out here on a tourist visa, because they actually have a residence visa that you can apply for. I don't quite know the whole process of that. I'm sure if you go on the embassy website, it'll give you a breakdown. But I got the tourist visa because it's like good for 1 year, right? And you go every 30 days and kind of like renew it. You can go to the border to Kenya, which is pretty close, and you know, go on a bus, renew it, just go right around the border, in and out, you know. And that's $100. That's 100 US dollars. And a residence visa is 800 US dollars the last time I checked. Now I know, like, I didn't want to spend almost a whole $1,000 and end up not necessarily vibing with the place completely, or, you know, wanting to move somewhere else, you know, because I like to bounce around sometimes and just fill out different places. So yes, I'm still on my tourist visa. Now, did I go every 30 days or every 90 days to the border? No, I didn't. And I would recommend that you do, though, like for real, because I'm actually about to take a trip to the United States for a visit next week to go see my family and stuff that I haven't seen in like almost a year and all that good stuff. And I don't know if they're gonna give me trouble at the airport, because they're gonna see that, oh, you only left Tanzania, like, you know, one time actually, to go to Sri Lanka. And yeah, I don't know if they're gonna give me any trouble. I hope not, fingers crossed, whatever. But I would suggest that if you go that route, then you do that, just to cover your ass, you know, just to make sure that you don't get hemmed up unexpectedly. Or if you know this is where you want to be, then go ahead and put in that work and go ahead and drop that $800 and make it official, you know, just do your thing. I have ran across other American expats who've been out here who've done the same thing as me, and they haven't had any problems whatsoever. You know, so we'll see. I guess it all just depends on who the officer is at the customs, you know, whatever. But yes, that is the type of visa that I'm on. You can go one or two ways, you know. So another question, is it safe? Yes, I feel completely safe out here, honestly. I haven't ran into any real trouble. Like, besides that little thing that happened at the market when I was wearing shorts, you know, that's a cultural thing, and it could have been completely avoidable if, you know, I didn't wear my shorts. And I didn't know that then, and I know it now, so, you know, whatever. That's probably the most dangerous situation that's happened to me out here, and probably the most dangerous situation I've seen. You know, I've seen a couple car accidents, you know, whatever that happens in the States. The most crime that really happens out here, maybe like petty theft, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're, like, for instance, like if you're at a market and you have like your purse unzipped open or something and you forget, it's especially in dark, because it's a lot of people who go to these markets. Sometimes you have to, like, you know, move through the crowd, like, because it's really tightly packed. Somebody could easily just slip their hand in your bag and grab your wallet. I've heard about stuff like that happening. Stuff like that happens everywhere, though. You know, like, It's not specific. It's nothing specific here to Tanzania where like you need to watch out for. One thing that kind of threw me off though, this is kind of a little off track, but when I was walking down the street, like my first time in Zanzibar or whatever, I was walking down the street going to the ATM, and I saw like armed guards at the ATM, and I was like, oh, damn, like, okay, you know, and I was thinking like, oh shoot, like this is serious. But it's armed guards everywhere, you know, by the banks anyways, which, you know, like I said, at first it kind of startled me. The most security guard at the bank would have, like in America that I've seen, is a 9mm gun, you know. But these are like full on like shotguns, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, dang, okay. Which there's no bank robberies out here, because I mean, if I intend to rob a bank, I'm sure not gonna do it with somebody with a shotgun standing outside. That's just me though. But yeah, that was completely random. So like it's pretty safe though. It's pretty safe. It's like everywhere that I've been has been like one of those places where you can sleep with the door unlocked and you won't worry about somebody coming up in your house and, you know, robbing you or, you know, doing stuff like that. Now I've heard of people like slipping like hangers through the window to like unlatch it and try to grab stuff, but I haven't heard a lot of that, you know. So yeah, safety, safe. It really is. It's safe. Let's see. How to choose where to live. I feel like I touched on that a little bit earlier. Just, you know, just go around to different places and feel this energy and don't rush. I can't press that enough, because when I got out here, you know, I was with someone else, and we rushed into the place. We rushed into the place, and it ended up not vibing with either one of us in the long shot, because it was a really nice, beautiful, big place. But at the end of the day, it was just, you know, it wasn't for us. And so we ended up, you know, splitting ways on that. But don't rush into a place. Let the place call to you. And how to find a place, that can actually be tricky sometimes, because they have these people called dalalis, right? And they're not necessarily realtors, but what they do is like, okay, say my homeboy over here owns a house, you know, he owns a couple houses, and he decides to rent one of those out. One of them might be a 2-bedroom apartment or, you know, whatever. And I obviously know him, and I hear of a tourist, or I hear of somebody who's looking for a place. Now, my homeboy and I discussed, he's like, oh, you know, I'll charge 200,000 T-shilling a month for it, no big deal. But then I know somebody who's looking for a place, so I'll be like, oh yeah, I know somebody charging 400,000 for a place, you know? And I add on that extra 200,000 a month. And see, the problem with that, like how people are able to get away with that, is if you pay that 3 months up front, that 6 months up front, that 1 year up front. Like, it's a big difference between 200,000 T-shilling, which is roughly $100, you know, let's just say $100. It's a big difference between $100 per month for 6 months and $200 per month for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So like people often like pull slick stuff like that. That's why it's tricky, you know. Sometimes you might just have to take that too, like, because sometimes it can just be unavoidable, especially if people know that you are not from Tanzania. That's just how it is, you know. That's just how it is. And excuse me, really, 400,000 T-shilling a month, I'll tell you exactly what that is. 400,000 T-shilling a month, that's $160 per month. Try to find that in America. Try to find that in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, you know, like, so even though they double the price on you real quick, like, that's still a hell of a lot better than, you know, American prices stateside. Yeah, so it helped me, you know, because I had people who I knew out here, my boyfriend excuse me, my boyfriend and his friend actually helped me find the place in the video that I gave y'all the tour of. Like, so, like, I thank God for that. And you know, otherwise I probably would have been paying a lot more for that place. Yeah. So, on to the next question.